Good morning, boys and girls of the internet. Today is Tuesday, April 3rd, 2018. So you vlog number 92. Pardon me as I drive and vlog. It's not very safe to do this, and plus you get the nice joy of shaky cam while I do this. I left work a little bit later than I wanted to today, only because I had some customer cases to work on, and so I got a little half-hour extra of overtime. So no biggie. Let's fix that. Try to fix my camera. Hopefully it won't like fly off my windshield here, because it's been doing that lately. And I was stuck as I'm trying to drive, my phone like falls off my windshield. That'll be kind of shitty. Anyways, let's adjust that. I'm such a pro. Anyways, I'm try not to focus on you while I'm driving, because that's not safe. Arguments. You ever get into like internet arguments? Not really arguments, but like debates. You know, there's certain subject matters that come up, and you know, you just can't resist. Excuse me while I try to navigate this. I've been having to pick and choose my arguments. You know what I mean? God damn, it's a lot of traffic. And of course, with today's political climate, there's a lot of debate to be had on just about every subject. Guns, you know, immigration, left versus right, just simple things like that. But one thing that is not that I get into too much as debate over, but I kind of want to try to avoid, is religious debates. That is annoying. I have a keychain hanging from the back of my rearview mirror, and it's kind of rubbing into my phone, so that's also not professional. I'm trying to be professional doing these vlogs, and you know, you get this sound of a plastic keychain hitting my phone. Anyways, what I was saying, I try not to get into religious debate, simply because I can be pretty strong-headed about it, about what I believe about that kind of thing, and also other people also debating it. You know, they can be just as stubborn, if not more stubborn, because they have their beliefs very deeply rooted. So a lot of times, like, if I see a debate or see like a discussion about you know, religious aspects, or just something, you know, to do with religion, I have to kind of pick and choose. Now, sometimes I'll jump in just because I feel like it. And, you know, especially when I see somebody say something extremely dumb. I'm like, no, I have to be the educator here and lay out some facts. You know, when someone says something stupid like, the Earth is only 6,000 years old. No, you're a moron. Here's the facts, you know, of what we know. We estimated the Earth to be like 4.5 billion years old. It's not an exact number, because it's impossible to know an exact number of when the Earth specifically formed. You know, it took millions of years to form. So can't get much more specific than that. Yesterday, though, there was a discussion I saw in one of my friends' timeline on Facebook. And it was like a simple thing. It started off simply. I don't quite recall recall exactly what started it. I know it was like a simple thing about like, what was it like? Should employers allow people off, time off on a religious holiday, for their beliefs? Now, no matter where you stand on this, no matter where I stand on it, is irrelevant. Because then the conversation underneath this thread, the person got a couple of people like saying, yeah, they should or no, they shouldn't. But one person came in there and he was obviously a non-believer, and he's saying how all religions are fairy tales and all that stuff. Now, the original person that posted the thread, she's obviously very religious, and she took offense to what this person was saying. And a couple other people jumped in to take her side, and there's like one other person that jumped in as well that took the other guy's side, that the non-religious side. And I was reading through this thread, and some people were making really okay arguments, but of course the ones that made me laugh are like the ones that are all like, oh no, as science progresses, more and more science, finds out things that confirm the Bible. Spoiler warning, I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe in anything. I'm an atheist. Straight up. So, I believe all Bibles and holy books are fairy tales and stories written and passed down through generations, that are fables and not rooted in fact. There might be some events that might coincide with history, but anything that's mystical or magical or miraculous, that's not real. That's not a thing. World flood, that didn't happen. Adam and Eve, fucking sure as fuck didn't happen. Anyways, sorry, curse sounded. I got a little. The fuck do I care if I curse in my vlog? So yeah, the person who, the original thread person, she was obviously very religious, and she does believe that, things that science have found out confirmed the Bible. There's something in there like, I was mentioning like the golden ratio, like the thing where like when plants grow, a lot of times they grow in a ratio. And they call it a golden ratio because it's kind of like perfect. Well, that's not a evidence for God in any means. It's just something that happens. And plant evolution and biology describes how that happens. What else she was describing? She said like the Fibonacci circle, or no, Fibonacci spiral. Sorry. I'm like, what? That's stupid. Now in this thread, it was it was getting pretty long, and in there I just like because of course Facebook, you can put like the little GIF like for as a reaction or something, and I put the little GIF of Michael Jackson eating popcorn. Like he's eating popcorn and enjoying the show. That's basically what the GIF, what it insinuates. And of course, people laughed at that GIF. And then a couple more comments down, I commented in there as the thread kept going. I was in there. Oh, I really want to jump into this, really, really do, but I'm going to stay out for now. And the original poster's all, oh, come on, Chris, go ahead, say something. I want to hear what you say. And I'm like, and I wasn't giving away what side I was going to take if I were to post on this. I was just saying, like, if I do, it's going to be really long, it's going to be really boring, no one's going to want to read it to the end. And she's like, and then, a couple more replies I went through, and then she replied to me saying, I'll read it. Go ahead and say something. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Long story short, I didn't say anything, only because that I was like, I can't decide where I will start, because people have hit a lot of things in this thread. They hit on morality, they hit on origins, Genesis, and the whole something from nothing, Big Bang. They hit on a bunch of different things that a lot of people that either they're religious or non-religious, they argue about. So where would I begin? Like, I already came in there, 30, 40, comments late, and so where would I start? I wasn't going to start at the top and like go down the list and argue with everything. Plus, like anything I would have said, yes, I don't like to be short and blunt with my arguments. I like to fully explain things. I think that's, sure, it takes a lot of time. Sure, it takes a lot of effort and energy. But I think that if I'm going to get my point across, I want to do it in an intelligent way. One of the things I kind of wanted to talk about, or I wanted to comment, if I was going to comment on this thread, was the historicity of the Christian God. Now, I don't remember everything about, I kind of remember vague details, because I remember seeing a Thinking Atheist podcast that he was talking to a couple book writers, and one of the books, and I can't to this day remember the name of the book, because I wanted to look it up and I wanted to buy it, but I have to find that podcast again, and I remember trying to find it so I can look it up. And basically the book was about basically the historicity of the Christian God, Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever you want to call him. And, they kind of trace his origin, throughout, Christianity, even back before then, to when the Jews were looking at him. And even before the Jews were praising this same God, before then, he was kind of, he actually came from a polytheistic origin. If you don't know, polytheistic means many gods. Christianity, Judaism, those are singular God systems, belief systems. Polytheistic means you have multiple gods, like, the Greeks, they believe, in Zeus and Hera and multiple gods like that. Egyptians believe in Ra and Hotep or whatever. They have their different gods. Norse, they have Odin and Thor and Loki. They have multiple gods, and most of those gods have different jobs, I would say, or they're responsible for certain things. Now, and like I said, I wish I would have had to do a little bit more research to refresh my memory if I was going to make this comment, because I wanted to be accurate, or at least somewhat accurate. That was a cut. I'm not speeding. And I know. So, like I said before, Judaism, the God that modern Christians praise, his origins stem back into a polytheistic religion, and they called him Yahweh back then. And I think he even had a name even before that, like a different type of term, Elohim or something like that. And he was an actual god of war. Now, that makes sense when you look at the Bible today, and you see all the wars that he kind of provoked and commanded people to go to wars, and all the killings and deaths that happened because of the Bible. To go kill, certain groups of people. So it makes sense that, yeah, thousands of years ago he was looked up as a god of war. So I was just gonna kind of comment that on it. Like I said, it would have been too much research for me. I kind of didn't really want to. Not only that I didn't want to spend the time doing it. Honestly, didn't have the time. I was busy doing other things. Like when this thread was going on, it was around like 6 o'clock last night, and I was doing some photo edits before I had to get ready to go to work. And then I was thinking in my head, if I do comment on this, maybe I'll do it when I get to work. But when I actually did get to work, work wasn't busy. It was pretty slow last night. But I just, I was doing some other things. I was also doing some photo edits. I'm talking to my buddy at work, just goofing around, and so we didn't really. I could have been all like, okay, I'm going to sit down and look this up. And I just didn't feel like I was just being too lazy about it. And I guess I could do it today, but I think by then, like, the thread would be dead. I think the last person to comment on it was like, kind of 8 o'clock last night or something like that. Although there was one guy in there that I really wanted to comment on specifically, because some of the things he was saying, he was obviously a religious person, but he also seemed very anti-Semitic and kind of insulting to Jews. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not anti-Semitic. People can believe whatever the hell they want to believe. Just know that their beliefs are stupid. But to have an actual hatred for a religious group simply based on the fact that they're religious, that's not kosher. I don't hate Christians because they're Christian. I don't hate Muslims because they're Muslim. I don't hate Jews because they're Jewish. I feel that their beliefs are irrational, but as a people, I don't hate them. That's what anti-Semitic people do. Anti-Semitic people hate Jews. So, yeah. Should I have said something about it? I don't know. Depending on the person in the thread, this person that the original poster, she's like a new friend of mine, kind of. She was at one of the photography meetups a couple weeks ago. I took her picture, so she's kind of a model, I guess. And she's a nice girl. I talked to her a couple times, and I was kind of thinking, like, well, what? I don't want to give her a bad impression of me if I like fight with her and these other people that are supporting her. So I'm home. Anyways, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to say anything, because, like I said, she's kind of a new friend, and so that's kind of a bad early impression of me if I go in there right away and start like fighting with her, beliefs. Let her find out gradually that my beliefs disagree with hers. So that's that. At any rate, I've been talking for a good 20 minutes now. Tomorrow will be a fun day in the morning, only because I had almost forgot that I agreed to take a friend of mine to the airport right after I get off of work. So tomorrow's vlog will also be kind of, I think I'm going to do it, a lot shorter than this and just do it with my, phone connected to my car while I'm driving. So, anyways, that's all my thoughts for today. If you like this, if you want to see more of this type of talk, I might get a couple of views on this because anything that's controversial, when I start tagging it or I title it, probably get a couple of views. If you want to see more of this type of content, comment below, and give me a thumbs up if you do like it, or if you give me a thumbs down, then, I know you don't like it. Oh well. So, anyways, that's it for today. I will talk to you all later. Have a good day, and I love you.